Coming up on City Beat, the new Boulder Solar One facility is up and running. Find out how this solar field nearly 30 miles away from Las Vegas is helping to keep our city running 100% clean and green. Plus, if you saw this angel floating through the air near Fremont and Charleston, you weren't just imagining things. Find out why this iconic statue was taken down from an old motel and where she will reappear. And speaking of floating through the air, check out this colorful butterfly habitat and discover some of the unbelievable facts about these incredible creatures. Hello, everyone, and welcome to City Beat. I'm your host, Nancy Byrne, and we are in the Chamber Gallery in City Hall, where there's a great new exhibit called Beads and Thread. We're going to show you some of this beautiful artwork a little bit later on. But first, a massive new project is now up and running in Boulder City that is helping us harness the power of the sun. It's also helping the city of Las Vegas be one of the few cities in the United States where we get 100% of our retail energy from renewable energy. We were there for the grand opening and take you there now. This is what 100 megawatts of power looks like, enough power to serve 30,000 southern Nevada homes with clean, green energy. Senator CORTEZ MASTO, who sits on the U.S. Senate Energy and Natural Resources Committee, was front and center for the Boulder Solar One facility grand opening ceremony. She told the crowd of dignitaries and those who helped make this happen, and will keep it up and running, this is what can be accomplished when there's a common goal.
It's fantastic to be here for the opening of the Solar One facility, and you know, it's a perfect example of public-private partnerships and what can work to see NV Energy here with Southern Power, Sun Power, and Boulder City.
And a partnership it is. This facility was built by SunPower, a company with more than 30 years of experience in solar innovation. In November 2016, the facility was purchased by Southern Company. And here's where the solar field comes home to us. NV Energy has a 20-year contract to buy power generated by Boulder Solar One. And the city of Las Vegas has an agreement to purchase some of that power from NV Energy. We caught up with Marco Vallada with the city's planning department to hear what this all means to Las Vegas.
So we receive power generated at the Boulder Solar One at the facility in Boulder City that gives us a credit on our power bill. We combine that with solar at our facilities, including here at City Hall, out at our wastewater treatment plant, and at about 35 other facilities across the city. Combine that all together and it reduces our energy consumption.
Vallada says when you add those credits to our already impressive alternative energy projects, the city rises to the top in sustainability.
We're one of the few cities that receives 100% of its retail load exclusively from renewable energy. Even when the sun's not shining, the credits that are being generated out at Boulder Solar help reduce our overall consumption.
Back to Boulder City and the celebration of this facility after a quick tour and explanation of how it all works.
It's much like a tree. Think about this little square as a leaf, and this facility has a whole lot of leaves. And we're aggregating leaves into stems, stems into branches, branches into trunks, which end at the substation.
Senator CORTEZ MASTO said our state should be leading the country in this area.
First of all, Nevada is primed to lead the country, not just in solar, but geothermal and wind, and exciting to be able to go down the path of renewable energy and a clean economy. We know the importance of it, not only because we have the natural resources to be able to go down that path, but the positive impacts on climate change, which I do believe is impacting and happening in this country.
She says it's good for the country, and it's good for our state's economy.
Look at right now the jobs that we have created just in the solar industry here in Nevada, and the billions of dollars we've brought back, not just here to Boulder City, but to our state economy.
And with the weather experienced on the day of the celebration of Boulder Solar One, she says we may want to start moving a little more quickly into wind-generated energy. So stay tuned. The City of Las Vegas signed on to sustainability long before being green was a common catchphrase.
And it's something that Mayor Oscar Goodman, when he was mayor, signed on to the U.S. Conference of Mayors Climate Protection Agreement, and with some other council resolutions, a sustainable energy strategy, we're able to create a plan and implement it with a number of funding sources, and over time we've been able to reduce our energy consumption and improve the environment.
Now, Marco Vallada says that the city of Las Vegas has reduced its energy consumption, and as a result, our power bills by about $5 million a year, thanks to our own solar energy projects as well as the one out at Boulder City. Well, it's not just the city of Las Vegas that gets the importance of being green. Our entire community got on that sustainability train over a decade ago and is riding it into the sunset. You could see just some of the enthusiasm recently at the Green Fest held in downtown Summerlin. Whether you wanted to learn how to grow your own food organically, or how to bring solar energy into your home, or if you just wanted to spend a day playing in the grass with your kids, burning nothing but your own body's energy, the 2017 Green Fest was the place to be.
We're all gathered here to celebrate Mother Earth, and we come together to share all the information that is about going green. So Las Vegas community, they come together and meet our different exhibitors, and they're going to learn something new, take home a new tip, a new tidbit, and actually become a little darker shade of green when they leave.
This event coincides with Earth Day each year, and each year it grows larger. On this day, thousands of people and pets pass through hundreds of booths and exhibits here in downtown Summerlin. Many were here to just spend a nice day outdoors taking in some music. But the majority of the people were here hoping to make some changes in their own lives to contribute to a more healthy environment.
So I get asked every day about how do I go green? I want to go green, I don't know where to start. And I always answer, just start, just anywhere. What's an area of your focus?
She says if you're just starting out on your quest to be green or greener, it's okay to start small. Plant a garden, start recycling the trash in your home, or look into alternative energy for your house. There was truly something here for everyone. In fact, this booth was filled with UNLV students who are learning and teaching. They're competing in an international scholastic competition where they were challenged to build energy-efficient homes. They're here to pass on what they learned in the process.
So we're at Green Fest because we knew that this was the ideal crowd to come and talk about our design. It's people who are equally as passionate about this project as we are, and we really wanted to get more involved with the community and show people what we're doing and how they can get involved.
Valentina says while some may think Las Vegas is excessive, UNLV's Team Las Vegas is inspired by the example set by the city.
The idea behind our design is we actually have to design for our current location. So with the city of Las Vegas being as inspirational as it is with its pursuit in sustainability, it was something that we really felt was very easy to incorporate into our design as far as the competition went.
Annette says you need only look around at this crowd to see people do care about the environment in Las Vegas, maybe because the city sets such a good example.
And what I think is probably one of the most phenomenal is that they're known now for being 100% renewable. And you know, if you start looking at some of the street lights, you see that they've switched out all of their street lights to LEDs, which is energy efficient. They've also taken on a whole lot of programs to reduce their water consumption, and then also they incorporated very stringent and progressive recycling programs as well.
The city of Las Vegas, this event showing Earth Day may fall once a year, but in our community, every day is Earth Day. Well, from sustainability to restoration, the city of Las Vegas, particularly our downtown area, has struck a beautiful balance between bringing in new and exciting establishments while still embracing the old historic things that made our city what it is today. In fact, right now we're in the process of restoring an old relic, and if you didn't know that this project was going on, you might have thought you had died and gone to heaven. If you were driving around Fremont Street in Charleston in downtown Las Vegas a few weeks ago and saw this, you might have checked your pulse until you realized this blue angel is actually attached to this giant crane. This iconic statue, along with the Blue Angel Motel signage, has been removed from the 2110 Fremont property and will be restored. No easy task, just take a look. Councilman Bob Coffin, who represents this area of our city, says restorations such as this one are important because memories of old Las Vegas are important.
In some cases, our city is defined by the signs we have and observe, and so they are waypoints, if you will, markers of your past. And the Blue Angel means a lot to people who lived here in the 50s and 60s because it was a marking point on that cruising route of all the young people in their cars. And it was also a memory of good times down there at that part of Fremont and Charleston.
So the Blue Angel is gone for now, but she'll be back thanks to a gentle removal by the city's Public Works Department and some restoration thanks to Yesco signs. She'll be flying high once again in downtown Las Vegas, where she belongs.
We destroyed, along with everybody else, to make way for new things, but we have found a way to make room for the old in addition to bringing in the new. And so we're fostering that kind of belief. So in a sense, that's the spirit behind Blue Angel.
We will follow her through her progress, and we'll have a follow-up story right here on City Beat when she is ready to return to the streets of downtown Las Vegas. Well, speaking of flying, when we come back, we're going to take you to an exhibit at the Springs Preserve that is filled with peace, tranquility, and lots of color. Stay with us. Congratulations to the City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month, graphic artist Margaret Clerk. She has used her talent as a graphic illustrator to tell the city's story through her art. Having her abilities in-house saves the city thousands of dollars a year that would otherwise have to be spent on outside contractors. Margaret has shown her amazing creativity in art shows and through her gallery pieces. She's also the creative force behind hundreds of graphic design jobs annually and designs the mayor's very popular birthday and holiday cards. Margaret always works with integrity and meets her deadlines. For example, Mayor Goodman requested a sketch of all of the Southern Nevada mayors for her show, Hello Mayor. With short notice and a quick turnaround, Margaret created a beautiful piece of art that met the approval of all of the mayors. For her creativity and teamwork, we are proud to congratulate Margaret Clerk, our Employee of the Month.
Things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Donate stuff, create jobs.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back to City Beat. We're in the Chamber Gallery at City Hall, where a little bit later on, we're going to show you a beautiful new exhibit here called Beads and Thread. Well, there's a beautiful exhibit out at the Springs Preserve right now. It makes you feel as though you are stepping out of the desert and into a beautiful tropical garden filled with sights, sounds, and smells that are delicious. It's the butterfly habitat. We stopped by and we didn't really want to leave. let's face it, even if you are not having a good day, this Springs Preserve exhibit would make any bad mood dissolve into feelings of peace, serenity, and beauty. It's the butterfly habitat, and it's a seasonal exhibit here every spring and fall. It's a beautiful way to get up close to these graceful creatures that almost look hand-painted.
We have a large variety of butterflies. So we get stuff from North America, butterflies that are even native to us here in Las Vegas, like monarchs. And then we also have stuff that comes to us from the tropical regions, like Central and South America. So we have some really big, beautiful blue morphos that live in the tropics, or a lot of little long-winged butterflies, stuff that we wouldn't normally see here. So we try to make this an environment that's more friendly to kind of everything that we get in here.
Zoologist KATRINA Smith says when she steps into the habitat each day, it's hard to believe she's working, but she does remind us that a lot of work goes into making this beautiful garden unfold.
A lot of work goes into this place from the gardens department, so they are in charge of making this just pop with color and make it beautiful and give us lots of plants for the butterflies to feed on. So they go around and feed on the nectar of all these plants, so we want to make sure they have lots of food in here, and then just make it beautiful and colorful to make it a really fun experience for visitors coming in here.
While it is a wonderful place to visit, it's an even better place to learn. Some of the butterfly facts are quite surprising, especially to a novice like me, like their lifespan.
They go through several different life stages. So the adult butterflies will lay eggs, and they'll lay them on specific host plants. And then when those eggs hatch out, they are caterpillars, and those caterpillars will eat the plants that their eggs were hatched out on. So then when those caterpillars have grown up long enough, then they kind of cocoon, and then when those cocoons hatch out, they become these big, beautiful butterflies. And the butterflies generally last about 2 to 3 weeks. That's their lifespan.
And if you've ever wondered why they are attracted to sweet flowers and fruit, KATRINA explains.
These butterflies actually taste with their feet. So when they land on a plant, they'll be kind of testing it out to see, oh, is this the kind of plant that I need to lay my eggs on, for my caterpillars to munch on, or is this flower, delicious for me to drink its nectar? So they taste with their feet.
Sharing her knowledge with the public, especially children, is one of the highlights of her job.
One of the really fun things about the butterfly habitat is school groups or kids that come through, because they just walk in and they're just like, wow, it's just really fun and exciting to get young kids excited about nature and the stuff around them. It's just really fun to be able to kind of get that next generation excited about nature and conservation and just happy about their environment.
So step out of the desert and feel like you've stepped into their world, even if just for a few hours. Not to worry, we all know that the Springs Preserve practices sustainability, so they didn't go get those butterflies from their natural habitat. They got them from butterfly farms. Who knew they even existed? That exhibit will be there through May 29th. It will close down for the hot summer months and then come back in the fall. Did you know that you can ward off certain diseases, strengthen your bones, even shake off a bad mood just by standing up and taking a walk? Well, you can, and that's why April was designated as Move More Month. Of course, here at Channel 2, we believe every month should be Move More Month, so we headed out to Doc Romeo Park to find out why. When you watch a sport like soccer, you know with all the running, kicking, and dodging these athletes do, they must be in great shape. But you don't have to be an agile athlete to enjoy the great health benefits from exercise. All you really need to do is this. Put on your shoes and walk. Fitness experts say you should strive to stride 10,000 steps a day. I caught up with Daniel Simonese at Doc Romeo Park, and he says study after study shows the health benefits are undeniable.
Research shows that the health benefits for walking are, maintain your healthy weight, strengthen your bones, as well as improve coordination and balance. Studies have also shown that it reduces risks for diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, as well as high cholesterol.
But unless you have an activity tracker or a pedometer, you may not know how far to go to get 10,000 steps into your daily routine. But Daniel, well, he's done the legwork for you.
2 laps around downtown Summerlin is approximately 10,000 steps.
Is downtown Las Vegas a little closer to home? 7 saunters up and down the Fremont Street Experience canopy will get you to 10,000. And if getting out into nature is more your cup of tea, head to Red Rock and walk the Willow Springs Path. If you don't have time to get all 10,000 steps in one activity, do things that will help add up to your goal.
Parking further from the grocery store, taking stairs up to, you know, if you live in an apartment complex or if you're going to a building, those are great ways to add in extra steps.
On average, people tend to get about 3,000 steps in each day, so 10,000 isn't really an easy task. If it seems a little intimidating, be patient with yourself. Just put one foot in front of the other and work up to it, knowing you're walking your way to a healthier you.
Every step counts. Any form of exercise is great, whether, you know, if you want to break it up, 5 minutes here and there, it'll all add up. So do what you can do and just build from there.
The city of Las Vegas has about 80 parks, and many of our neighborhoods have nice wide sidewalks. So just about anywhere you look, you can find a place to walk your way to your goal. Just remember, during the hot summer months, get out early or go after the sun sets, bring your water, and beat the heat. Well, as promised, when we come back, we're going to take a closer look at this beautiful exhibit, Beads and Thread. Stay with us.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew she was special.
Every proper bear knows that the right fit means everything. Especially when it comes to car seats.
Oh, really? I just did what any bear would do.
So know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size.
I like it.
To learn more, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
Oh, hello there. Oh,
where's that bear?
Welcome back to City Beat from the Chamber Gallery at City Hall. You know, this is an area of City Hall where we love to display the talent of local artists. Right now, the exhibit here is called Beads and Thread. You might be surprised at what artists can do with thread, yarn, beads, and glass. Let's take a closer look.
Such a wonderful mixture of so many talents, so many medias. I see quilting, I see needlepoint, I see felting and crocheting and dressmaking, and just it's an amazingly diverse show.
Betty Jean Scott knows her art because, well, she's an artist. In fact, she's the talented artist behind this beautiful jewelry encased in the City Hall Chamber Gallery. This is one of many exhibits where artists were asked to use materials like beads, thread, glass, and yarn. She told us how she created this piece.
And the necklace that I entered is featuring a piece of fused glass that I made myself at home in my own kiln. And in order to choose the colors of the beads to go with it, I took the piece of glass with me to the bead store and I pulled out colors from that centerpiece and I made what's called bead soup. It just had a lot of different beads in a bow, and I started beading around the piece and I just kept embellishing it. I made a bezel that actually holds the glass in and then added more embellishment to it.
As if the necklace isn't interesting enough, she explains where she got the piece of glass in the center of it. She found it online several years ago.
There was a thing for sale that was a box of glass a farmer had found in his pasture, buried under dirt, and he had stumbled upon it, and no one knows for sure where that glass came from, but they are assuming that it was broken windows, but broken stained glass windows from an old cathedral.
In fact, all the artwork in this exhibit seems to have great backstories. This is actually a quilt done by Annie Romero. She was a professional sign painter in the 70s and 80s when they painted billboards and murals by hand. So it was only natural Las Vegas neon signs would have a special place in her heart and would be the theme of her entry.
When we moved down here and they opened the Neon Museum, I literally was one of the first through the door and have been back a dozen times. So this winter, our quilt group decided the theme was Neon Nights. And this is what I came up with. Most of these signs are at the Neon Museum or outside on the street. Right now with the construction, the Sassy Sally is actually facing the street, so it's kind of fun.
Fun that kept her busy 6 hours a day for 7 weeks. You can see by looking at all the pieces here, the beauty and intricacy is not something that was created overnight. And no matter what the artist's chosen crafts might be, from jewelry to quilting to clothing, there is an appreciation for every piece.
And we have an art quilts, etc. group here in town, and there's quite a few of the ladies here right now, and we are just so amazed with the show and the quality of the work and the variety of the work.
This exhibit will be here through July 17th. Come on over and check it out. Well, that does it for this edition of City Beat. Right now, as we go to close, we're going to take you outside to the fishing derby at Lorenzi Park. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you for the next City Beat.